What's going on, Sooner Nation? The Oklahoma Sooners have that game against Michigan here on Saturday, and the Oklahoma Sooners are going to have a plethora, and when I say plethora, I mean a lot of recruits on campus, especially some big-time recruits. The Oklahoma Sooners and fans got great news that there is a big-time 5-star top 10 player that is going to be in attendance wanting to see what the Oklahoma's defense is all about. So, of course, we got to talk about it. And I want to talk about two other visitors that will be on campus that Oklahoma is looking to flip / get committed in this class in the 2026 cycle. So join the discussion. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys are new to the channel, this is where I ask you to hit that like and hit that subscribe button so that you're not missing out on any college football or really just Oklahoma content, recruiting, or on the field, right? You don't want to miss out on that. So join the discussion. Let me know your thoughts. We got an interview coming later this week as well for y'all, so you don't want to miss it. But the Oklahoma Sooners got some great news that there is a 5-star cornerback. You heard that right. Oklahoma is trying to get into the 5-star DB market that's going to be on campus for the Michigan game. And I think this is a big deal. And here's why. Because I do think there is a possibility where you're going to see Cortland Guillory and Gentry Williams have themselves a field day with giving all of these different looks to Underwood. And you might see Oklahoma with 1 or 2 picks out of that DB room. And if you are trying to land a guy like, let's just go ahead and announce it, Joshua Dobson, the 5-star cornerback, 6'1", 175 pounds out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. Right now, the number 5 overall ranked player in the 2027 class. If you're trying to land a guy like him, there's no better game to try to bring him in as a visitor to than a game like Michigan, where you're potentially going to let your cornerbacks eat and let him see a great performance around a Brent Venables called defense. Now, for Oklahoma, though, you have to fight the battle here. This is not one that you're going to be able to easily win. South Carolina, Clemson, those two programs right now, it really feels like are the front runners. You've also got Tennessee, A&M, Texas A&M, Georgia, Auburn, Texas, Florida. All of those schools are trying to go in on his services as well. I mean, obviously, a 5-star cornerback is going to have a lot of those offers, but all those schools are heavily invested in trying to land him. He is a talented corner, and when you watch his film, you see him be able to leverage his frame against the wide receiver's frame and be able to not only come up with a lot of pass breakups, but be able to come down with the ball from an interception perspective. He's also a track and field athlete. So, when you look at that track speed on the field, able to keep up with a lot of those wide receivers. This is a guy last year who had 48 tackles, 10 pass breakups, and 3 interceptions. So, yeah, I mean, you look at a guy that, and also someone that can do it on special teams, you understand why Oklahoma and Brent Venables and Jim Nagy would want a guy like this. But going to be on campus for the Michigan game, and he's also got that Michigan offer. So this would give him an opportunity to see what the Michigan defense looks like. Now, for Oklahoma, though, in Jay Valai, if you're able to pull something like this off, obviously, I think this changes the narrative and the perspective around Oklahoma recruiting at the cornerback position. But for Brent Venables, I really think your sell here is really showing Cortland Guillory on the field, right? Letting Joshua Dobson see, hey, you could come in and start for us as a true freshman if you are an impact day one. And I think this guy could be an impact day one. I think he could see the field. So keep your eyes on that. He's not the only elite visitor. We're going to talk about more later this week of the 27 cycle because, guys, the list is just massive right now. And we're going to have some of them actually on the podcast to talk about their visit to the Michigan game. So you're going to want to stay tuned all week next week for some of that content. But kind of look at 2026, where Oklahoma pretty much has almost their entire class showing up for this game, and as well as some uncommitted guys as well. And two that I really want to focus on are Daniel McMorris and KJ Ford. The reason why is because we always talk about building in the trenches is so important. And for a guy like KJ Ford, this is somebody that Oklahoma has had on campus quite a few times at this point. In fact, I think he's been on campus like 6 or 7 times at this point. Like last year, he was there, it felt like almost every single week. He ended up committing to the Florida Gators. But as I told everybody here on this podcast, if the Florida Gators start to spiral out of control, they start to lose a lot of games, you could see Oklahoma really try to flip a couple guys like Caden Hall, Davian Gross. You've got KJ Ford over there. Desmond Green, you guys remember him? The 4-star offensive lineman that Oklahoma was going after. We thought it was a South Carolina, Oklahoma, Florida distant third battle. Well, it ended up being a South Carolina, Florida battle, Oklahoma distant third. Yeah, that recruitment as well. So Florida's got a really hard schedule coming up. They have, I think it's at number 3 LSU here in a couple weeks. They've got Texas at home. They're going to have to play Georgia. Like, this is not going to be an easy schedule. Florida has the potential to drop some games, and Oklahoma could take advantage of it. KJ Ford would be your 4-star defensive end out of Duncanville High School. So remember, this is not a school that Oklahoma's traditionally done well, and so you'd really like to get a win down there, especially for somebody as elite as KJ Ford, who right now is the number 128th player according to the 247 composite rankings and the 100 overall player according to the 247 sports rankings. So for all of you that are always in the comments saying 3-star U, they're trying not to be a 3-star U. They're trying to go out there and land elite talent across the board. So we'll see kind of what's going to happen with KJ Ford. We'll try to get an update from him on Sunday after he leaves Norman. The other prospect that Oklahoma is going to have on campus in the trenches that I think is equally important for Oklahoma is going to be Daniel McMorris, the 6'5", 270-pound offensive tackle out of Norman North. Currently the 491st player in the 247 composite rankings. He is a 3-star, but I do think this is a guy that is going to go up in the rankings throughout this senior season for him as he puts more senior tape on film. And also, he's got a bunch of schools trying to go after him. When I got a chance to catch up with him, he told me that there are more and more schools that are not currently got offers out of him that are kind of testing the waters. And, you know, he's kind of opened up his recruitment completely full. Now, I think the consensus is here is, hey, he's going to be at Oklahoma this week. He'll be at Texas Tech. But a lot of people feel like because he's going to Texas Tech and the way Texas Tech has been throwing around money, that's where he's going to land. And that's a completely valid statement, a valid argument, and a valid feeling if that's the way you're feeling. I will say this, Daniel McMorris, being right down the road from Oklahoma, obviously you got to think that there's some love there for the university, that this might be a dream offer for him. If Oklahoma was to really go full court press for a guy like Daniel McMorris, they probably could go out there and land him. So maybe they get out there for one of his games, and maybe you can make the full court press this Saturday when he's on campus. And if you get the win and you can really show him how dominant you are in the trenches against a really good Michigan team, Oklahoma, they might have a chance to land his commitment, where he just decommitted from Minnesota. So technically not a flip, but Oklahoma would be trying to land that one. So that's kind of it for today's video. We're going to talk more about some of these other visitors that are going to be on campus. If you guys are new to the channel, this is where I ask you guys, hit that like, hit the subscribe button if you made it this far. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Jump in the comments below. See y'all next time.